to all the dispossessed youth of Africa, for perpetuation of communion with ancestral spirits through the fight for African freedom, and in the firm faith that the dead, the living, and the unborn will unite to build the destroyed shrines. Selah. Hello and welcome, beloveds, to another special message from the Ancient Ones. My name is Dr. Mumbi Saraki. How you doing? How's everything going? I really do pray that you are well in all your ways and that you're blissfully moving into living your best life in your own narrative, on your own terms. This is the first time in a long season that we have the opportunity to take back control of our lives, our narrative, and the direction and movement in which our life is taking. But those are definitely stories for other days. Special shout out to my Patreon family. Absolutely love you. Thank you so much for supporting us and enabling us to continue to bring all this awakening news to our people. Beloveds, another special message from the Ancient Ones. And this one is so important because a lot of us need to recognize who we are, because in recognizing who we are, then we'll stop being who we're not. And the greatest deception that Babylon has played on us has been to get ourselves to disinherit ourselves because of how powerful we are. And so, a lot of people have been talking about the judgment, we're in the end of days. We are in the end of days. We're in the end of Babylon is falling. I keep saying it, we're in the fall of this reality as a new one unfolds. And there's so much that's going on behind the scenes. And it's like the spiritual warfare that was happening in the heavenlies is now manifesting physically. Remember, our minds collectively create this collective experience. And there are just basic universal laws that have been kept from us that because we don't know them, we create this reality for our enemy day in and day out. But that judgment, a lot of people believe, you're judged when you die and, you'll either go to heaven or hell. That's what a lot of our African Christian brothers and sisters believe, and it's a total lie. There is no God in heaven who's waiting to judge you, beloveds. You are judging yourself daily. In fact, we're right now in that judgment day season. And you're judging yourselves with your decisions. There's a show I did maybe a couple of weeks ago where I was talking about how, your self-esteem and self-confidence is what is going to determine your life from here on out. And in the same breath, it's like when I was meditating, the special Ancient Ones, they really are special. They confirmed this thing to me. And it was more even a personal message that I am judging myself daily by the kind of mentality and mindset that I'm holding, because everything is open to us right now. Maybe there was a season where we couldn't access certain powers within us, because you see, everything comes from within. But we can access all of us right now because we've moved into a new season. And so that judgment day is happening now. And if you're ignorant, you're in hell right now. You're in absolute hell. You're living a fearful existence where you think the government's got you, this has got you, the pandemic has you, and you're just playing like you're like a lamb being led to the slaughter. Is that what it is? Like, you see yourself, like, because of your fears and your ignorance and how much Babylon has been able to play you, you see that the train is gonna go off the cliff and you're getting on it anyway. That's hell. That's absolute ignorance is hell, beloveds. Heaven and hell are not like things that you go to. They're right here. They're states of mind. And that's why I keep saying the most fundamental thing right now, beyond preparing for, the global famine they're trying to engineer and all these things. Beyond that, beyond prepping, beyond, moving out of the cities, etc., beyond that, the first and foremost step you should be taking is working on yourself. Because you need to activate your powers right now. That's what's needed. That's what's necessary. And heaven is this blissful state where you know who you are, or you slowly come into that awareness of who you are, and you see the world around you respond. You see that, your environment moves you to safety. Nature starts to embrace you. You get miraculous and supernatural breakthroughs in your life. And you will move to a point of safety, because you see, it's all mental, beloveds. If you don't have peace here, your life will always be chaotic. And Babylon wants you to keep you in that fearful, off-kilter kind of state, so that you can never find the balance. Because in the balance, you know that you are everything. And so you really don't need nothing. And everything that you need comes to you physically. But if you get yourself together here, you don't need anything mentally or spiritually, beloveds. The God that is judging you, the way they say God is inside after, but it's yourself. All of this is yourself. We are in the judgment day season. And you are judging yourself with how much dedication you're giving to liberate your mind, because this is a mental prison, beloveds. But we've been taught to approach everything physically, which means we're defeated in ever trying to find a solution from before we even get started. The most important thing is to get your mind right. Get rid of that ignorance. Get rid of that, because also Babylon made us so hardened on our points. And as a highly spiritual people who are so in tune, like when we dedicate to something, we dedicate to it wholeheartedly. When we dedicate to a certain narrative, we jump in and we almost want to fight other narratives. That's something that's been created in us. But the God they talk about judging you is you, beloveds. And every day now you can see. You see, judgment used to be delayed. But now judgment is instant. Because you can make a decision for yourself, which literally throws you into the pit of hell. And sadly, with everything that's going on, even children have reached out to me and said that their parents are taking decisions that they're literally weeping. Because they're under 18. So it's just like you're judging yourself and others, and that judgment of others will create a karmic cycle where you'll have to come back to this hell. Because you see, Babylon has created hell on earth. Why would we, as the most magnificent, mighty beings, as creators ourselves, why would we as creators create hell on earth? We'd never do that. But yet our power has been siphoned and manipulated to create this hell on earth that we're living right now, that many are living. But for now, it's like there's an opportunity for us to separate ourselves from the groupthink. And you see, for so long, the groupthink has dominated us. And maybe I'll do a separate channel on that. And we can now go into, because we're in that judgment season where every single person can now judge themselves by the decisions they take for next. And the decisions aren't physical, beloveds. They're spiritual. When we come back, let's take a short break. When we come back, I'll talk about some of the things that you can be doing to be judging yourself correctly, or to be making sure, ensuring that you move into the heaven on earth and not the hell on earth. We'll be right back.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, Africa.
Welcome back, beloveds, to a special message from the Ancient Ones. You know, we are in a judgment season, and that's the message for this week. We're in that judgment day that so many people have, read about, that has been prophesied, that has been literally beaten into us. But we've been misled about what that judgment day looks like. You're not going before some court, although, there are the lords of karma, if you want to put it like that. But you are literally judging yourself from here on out, because no one, beloveds, we are in the season where the wheat is separating from the tare, where the real ones are separating from the fake ones. And it is the season of the brave, beloveds. Because you see, if you think, and I see it all the time, especially in some emails that I get, where people are really genuinely in a panic. But if you see where that line of thought is taking you, it's taking you to a dark place. Especially when you say we are trapped, we don't have this, we don't have that. It's like you're reinforcing. You haven't come into recognizing your power. Because Babylon has done everything to educate you, to brainwash you, to indoctrinate you on how powerless you are, which is one of the biggest lies, beloveds. So it is absolutely critical that you continuously elevate yourself, that you watch the kind of thoughts, the thought streams that are just flowing in your mind. More importantly, the subconscious ones and what you're thinking consciously. Try and bring all your thoughts online. Try and bring all your thoughts onto this conscious level, beloveds. Because there's so many people who had one stand last year and they've just been beaten down mentally to the point where they've gone against their better judgment. This year, a year later, that's all it took, 1 year, to break them down. Beloveds, we're in a mental marathon. We're in a mental war. Everything we're going through right now is mental. And we are the only ones that can judge ourselves. Because nothing can be forced on you. But you can be engineered and schooled and manipulated to take one decision over another. Because you don't know who you are. And you've given that away. And that's the greatest curse that came to us, is going outside of ourselves for something. Thinking that God is outside of ourselves, worshipping something outside of ourselves. Everything we do now, Babylon took our power away by taking everything we could do intuitively within us and creating institutions for it. We were able to self-heal. Now we have, hospitals. We had our own self-governing system, which included nature. Now we have governments that are governing the mental and controlling the mental. We communicated telepathically. Now we communicate with words. Like telepathically, I could just, send out a thought to you. You could send out a thought back. But now with these words and everything, there's so much confusion that comes with speaking. And in this physical communication, because in this physical, I block you from telepathy. You see who I am, I see who you are. But when we're physically speaking to each other, I can wear a mask. I can, I'm trying to communicate my message into this language so it can be manipulated, either by me, the powers that be, the enemies of our soul. But beloveds, you're judging yourself every day. And we are in that judgment season where now the decisions you make will be hard to go back on. You see, before, when we were extremely, can I put it, dense? Like we were heavy energy, the lowest vibration, because we were all on that fear, manipulation, blood sacrifice, death, disease. That's the lowest vibration. And that the world was created to hold that lowest vibration so that certain entities could come here and dwell among us. But now because of the way the seasons and the times, beloveds. We're elevating. We're rising above that lowest level that we were on. And so it's like, and that was hell, beloveds. And so now as we continue, as we elevate, that hell, we can step out of that hell. It doesn't have that hold on us anymore. But everything has been engineered for us to believe that that is the only option or possibility or reality when there's so many realities. And so that low vibration made us create really dark realities for ourselves because we didn't even know that we are the creators of our experience and our world, of our everything. It starts here. So what can you do? First of all, you have to get out of the hellish Babylon system. Stop listening to their news. Turn off your TV. Throw the TV away. Stop putting your children in front of the TV because they're subliminally programming themselves. Like, stop making it so easy for the devil to keep you in hell. Work on your thoughts. Spend time in silence, beloveds. Have that time where every day you just have your meditation, just quiet time. And allow the thoughts to come to the surface. So much will come. Some will come for clearing, and you'll even be surprised, like, wow, I still think that. And some things, we need to also be dream weaving the next. We need to be dream weaving our next chapter, beloveds. Stop arguing and having low vibe conversations, because those stick to your soul, beloveds, and they create more confusion. So be very careful what you're listening to and work on yourself. Recognize that any negative thought that you have against yourself is a judgment that will have consequences. So be kind and gentle to yourself, beloveds. You're not a victim. Everything has happened. You were aware of it. You are aware of it on your God level, if I can put it like that. You're here to totally change and transform things. And so you have to get out of that victim, I can be controlled consciousness. You are not created, you are a creator, beloveds, that is creating your reality. But the minute you accept the narrative of anything less, you entrap yourself. And stop doing so much. Do for self. Become so self-sustaining. Stop leaving so much to the outside world. The outside world is not where your solutions lie. Your solutions lie right here. Tuko pamoja.